back. All right, so you can see my wall. You can see my pegboard over here. You can see all kinds of stuff, but I had to really zoom out to get this tree here in its entirety in the beginning of this video. It is huge. This is like 26 inches tall, and it's like 18 or 19 inches wide. But anyway, this is an advent calendar Christmas tree I made with little wooden, I don't even know what to call them, those little wooden drawer thingies that you can get at Dollar Tree. Stay tuned and I will show you how to make it. What we're making today is a advent calendar using these cute little wooden boxes from the Dollar Tree. Now these are actually little drawers. They're $1 a piece, okay? They don't come in a pack, they're just individuals, and you're going to need 24 of them. My store thankfully had several cases put out. They were hard to find at one point, but this is over in the craft section, with the acrylic paint and, all the wood stuff, the crafter's corner, and they are individually wrapped. So $1 a piece. They look like this. There are different designs, but what we're going to be doing to make our little drawers is we're actually going to be turning these around backwards and then putting them in there, okay? And we're going to be gluing a handle to it so that you can pull it in and out. But, don't worry about that. We're going to go over that later. What I want to go over right now is how we're going to glue them together and then, move on to painting them. So we're going to have all these arranged in a Christmas tree design, okay? A Christmas tree design. So at the top of our tree, there's going to be this one. And then next down, there's going to be 2. And then 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 3 at the very bottom to look like a trunk. So what I'm going to do to glue these together is I'm going to be using a combination of hot glue and this Gorilla wood glue. Why am I gluing it together before I'm painting it? I think I've mentioned this in several previous videos. When you're going to be gluing together items that are going to be painted, I like to have the raw edges glued together, because I don't know what kind of paint you're going to use. I can't stand acrylic paint, but I'm going to be using acrylic paint because I can't find any green spray paint. Depending on the type of paint you use, it can chip off. Okay, so if you have a painted surface and a painted surface, and then you glue those together, if the paint for some reason should break off, then your piece is going to fall apart, okay? That's why I'm going to do all the gluing and then come back and do the painting. Plus, it saves on paint. So what with this Gorilla wood glue, you're going to open it up. Well, I said so. Oh. Wipe this nozzle off when you're done using it so it doesn't glue itself shut. All right, so what I'm going to do, these are perfectly square, so you don't have to worry about, getting them, the perfect sides together. All right, so I'm going to use this wood glue on the biggest part of it, but then I'm going to go behind with this hot glue, and that's just going to kind of temporarily hold it together, just in case it gets bumped or if I have to move it or something. It's not all going to fall apart on me, okay? So I'm going to put a little bit of this hot glue in the center, which I should have done the wood glue first. And then I'm going to put some of this on the edge, like so. And then place them together like that. And then I'm going to glue this one on top of that, so that it looks like that. But anyway, I'm going to keep gluing them together in that manner. They said 1, 2, 3, and then all the way down to 6, and then go back down to 3. But don't worry about that. I'm going to get it glued together, and then we're going to come back and we'll take a look at it. Okay, well, that took a few minutes. This is a lot larger than what I thought it was going to be. Oh my goodness, this is big. See here in my hand? This is big. Okay, so let's start up at the top here. I'm having to sit back. I hope y'all can hear me okay. Let's start at the top. I have 1, and then 2, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, and then at the bottom of the 6, I have 3. And that's going to be kind of like our trunk. Okay, so 3, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, all that I'm going to do with this is I'm going to paint it. I'm going to paint it with this Christmas green apple barrel acrylic paint and a paintbrush, which I had in my hand just 2 minutes ago. Where did it go? Don't you hate when you do that? Is this it? But anyway, yeah, this is it. I found it. We're going to paint this. I need to set this off to the side somewhere so I can take a look at my drawers. Not my drawers. I'm not going to let you see my drawers. You know what I'm talking about. These things. that go inside of these. I'm going to paint the front of these also. I'm not so much as concerned about the sides. If you want to paint the sides and all that, go ahead. You know, I don't even know if I'm going to paint the sides or not. But I do want to paint the front. Because what we're going to be doing is, we're going to be doing some decoupage here in a little bit with some scrapbook paper and Mod Podge or glue, you know, whatever you have on hand. So, green paint, I'm going to paint these, and I'm going to paint the little drawers, and then I'll be back. Okay, so my main tree here shape has been painted. The sides and the front part has all been painted, and I'm going to set it out of the way. I'm running out of space in here. Y'all know this is like the busiest time of the year for me, and my craft room right now kind of looks like Santa's train had a collision with a Hobby Lobby train, and then there's just mess all over the place. So now what we're going to do is let's start working on some of these little drawers. Now I have a ton of different types of scrapbooking paper. There's this print, sort of like a holly print. And then I have this plaid. I have a whole bunch of different kinds. And right now I don't know exactly which colors I want to use on this thing. So we're just going to start off with this one here. And then as I progress and work on it, then we'll see, you know, what I want to use. But anyway, I'm going to take this as set here, and then I'm just going to trace around it. And then I want to cut it out. Because if I had to freehand a square, we would be sitting here all day. Where are my scissors? Right here. Right here. So now I'm just going to cut out this square, and I want it to be a little bit smaller than this drawer, okay? Because I do want some of the paint to show through. Now on the tree, I put on 2 coats of paint. Depends on what kind of paint you use and the brand you use, you know, and the opacity. Depends on how many layers you put on. That's your choice. So now I have this. So let's take one of our little green drawers here, and I already have this wood glue out, so I'm just going to use it, okay? You can use Mod Podge. You can use, I wouldn't recommend like the stick glue because this is kind of rough, and I don't think glue sticks would hold very well. You can use Elmer's glue, whatever kind of glue that you have on hand to glue this to this, that's what you can use. So let's take a look here. Like I said, I want this to be just a little bit smaller. So I'm just going to trim off a little bit. There's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I can count to 4. All right, so I'm going to glue this. Oh, look, that's crooked. And it doesn't really matter if it's perfectly straight, because here in a little bit, we're going to be taking a little bit of sandpaper and roughing it up. So, you know. All right, so that's looking pretty good. Now, you see? All right. You know what? I'm going to put a little bit right here. And then I'm going to use this paintbrush. I'm just going to brush a little bit on. Let's put on a little bit more. There we go. A little bit more. Come here. Stop making me look like a fool. All right. Brush, brush, brush. Just spread this out. I said, I've got some Mod Podge over here, but you know what? I've already got this glue out, so I'm going to use it. Okay, so let us just brush it, like so. And then I'm just going to stick it down. Can y'all see what I'm doing? Right here. Yeah, that's the top. Okay. Just going to stick it down right there. Try to get it squared up, and then let's just press it down. You don't want to put a whole lot on there because you don't want it to ripple. All right, there we go. Oops, I need to put a little bit more right there. You see that? It's sticking up. So let's put a little bit more glue right there. All right, come here. Look at it. Look at it sticking up. There. Alrighty. So now what we're going to do is we're going to let this dry. And then when it is dry, we're going to come back and we're just going to buff the edges just a little bit to rough it up. And then we're going to add on a little pull and some stickers because we're going to put a number on there. Some stickers, and we're going to dress it up a little bit. All right, so now what we're doing is we're taking our little drawers and we are going to make them look like this. Now, to do that, you're going to take, this is just a nail buffer, and I use this for crafting purposes, a nail buffer, or you can use an emery board, piece of, I was getting ready to say wax paper. I have bacon on the brain. Okay, I'm worried about this contest. I got bacon on the brain. Sandpaper, that's what I'm thinking of. Somebody give me the word. You could take one of these and just buff along the edge. And the reason I'm doing that is I'm trying to rough it up, you know, to give it an aged look. All right, there we go. See how I'm ripping the paper? Now, you don't have to do that if you don't want to. That's the look I'm going for, though. And then you just do that all the way around. You flip it over. This thing is so old. Bless its heart. I have used it for a gazillion things. If y'all hear that clacking, you're just going to have to excuse the clacking. I painted some light bulbs to look like snowmen, and I have them hanging on my boom arm here. All right, let's just rough this up a little bit more there and rough that up. Rough it up, rough it up. Okay. Now I'm going to take this metallic acrylic paint with a clean brush, and I'm getting just a little bit of it, not a whole lot, just a little bit of it. I'm just kind of around the edges like that. Tappy, tappy. Y'all know my technical terminology, just a little tappy, tappy. Because I wanted this green, this background green here to be like kind of muted. And this gold is really helping to dull it down and give it a little extra something, something. All right, so just tappy, tappy, tappy. All around the edge. There we go. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. You see that sheen there? Pretty happy with that. Okay, now, I know there's a lot of steps. These circles here, I cut this out of just plain tan paper. I used my 2-inch paper punch to do that. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to glue that down in the center. Why am I putting that there? Because we're going to be putting some numbers on, and the numbers need a clear background so they can show up. Now the numbers are just stickers. Thickers. These are thickers. I got them from Walmart. But you use whatever you want to use. You can use any kind of sticker. You see here the numbers are on the back, and you don't get a lot of numbers in these packs. So, you know, if you can find just number stickers. I went to 3 stores today trying to find just plain number stickers, and they were either sold out or just plain old didn't carry them. So what I'm going to do is take a little bit of my glue here. Come on. Take a little bit of my glue here, and I'm going to just paint the back of this with it, and I'm going to stick it down on there. And that is going to make it easier to read the numbers. Whereas, you know, if you just stuck it down there, it would make it a little bit difficult to see with that textured background. At least I think it would. Okay, let's put this right there. Trying to get it as centered as possible. There we go. And then I'm going to go around this edge too with a little bit of that metallic paint. I'm probably going to need a smaller brush. Let's get a smaller brush. A smaller brush right here. And then go around the edge of that. But let's stick on one of these numbers just to see what it's going to look like. And I picked these because they were gold. I was trying to find gold numbers. See, they're kind of like foam, and then they have a coating on them. And I'm going to put that right there. Why am I putting it down here as opposed to being centered? Because we have to put a little handle on. Okay, so there is number 1. Now for the handles, I got these little wooden knobs, but you can use a wooden bead, you know, whatever you happen to have on hand. But these are like little wooden knobs that I found at Joannes. Michael's, Hobby Lobby, pretty much any place carries these. Let me see. Where did my board go? And the way that I paint tiny little things like this is a piece of cardboard. Now, this is a cake board because I want to make a cake soon. This is just a cake board. And I take just the tiniest little drop of hot glue and put like right there and then glue it down. And it will hold it in place while you glue it. I mean, while you paint it. And you could pop them off real easily. See, just the tiniest little bit. And just stick it down. Now, I'm going to paint these with this gold metallic paint. And then we're going to glue it right here. So, you know, you could pull the drawers in and out. So I'm going to set that off to the side. But anyway, let's get this small brush here and paint on some of this gold paint. Just dabbing it around like that. Can y'all see? I know I ask y'all questions all the time and I'm like, Amber, you know they can't answer you. I'm going to talk to you anyway. Okay. Tappy, tappy, tappy. That looks okay to me. It looks all right. And I know you can't really see a lot of the scrapbooking paper, but this is the way I want it to look. All right. So then once I paint the little knobs gold, we're going to glue them right there, just like that, so you can pull the drawers in and out. But anyway, I have the rest of these drawers to paint, and I need to paint the handles and glue those on, and then we'll work on the star. All right, so I think I have all of the little drawers finished. Okay, this took me quite a while, but anyway, this is what the little drawers look like. The numbers and the little handles here, and you know, all of the gilding, and this looks exactly the way I wanted it to look. I am very, very happy with how these came out. So I had them all placed into the tree form over there, and let me tell you, this sucker is so tall. I'm going to have to measure it. I'm going to have to measure it, and I'll tell you at the end of the video just exactly how tall and wide this thing is. But anyway, let's talk about the star. So for the star, this is one of those wooden pieces from Dollar Tree. It is very thick, large, little, large, little. That really makes sense. A star. Anyway, and I painted it with the gold metallic paint. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it with some of this cardstock, which I have gunk and paint all over, but I got this at Joannes. Now I know people are going to say, you know, you say this is a Dollar Tree advent calendar, and yet you're getting this stuff from other stores. Look, if you don't have paper like this, you could go to Dollar Tree, use a gift bag. You can use wrapping paper. I've heard people say that some Dollar Trees actually carry scrapbooking paper. So, you know, anything that I'm using here, you can find suitable things at the Dollar Tree. My Dollar Tree has been very lacking lately. So, you know, people rush in and then they buy up everything for their crafting needs. It's not the store's fault at all. You know, it's just that time of year. So I'm just going to trace around the little darling. I'm going to misplace my scissors. Oh, here they are. Okay. Now, a little bit of that gold paint wasn't dry because, as you can see, it kind of stuck on the paper. Get that out of the way. So I'm going to cut this out, and then I want to cut it just a little bit smaller than the original shape, you know, so that you can see some of the gold sticking out behind it. Now, I know that this yellow is sort of a bright contrast, you know, compared to the rest of the advent calendar, because there's a lot of, you know, muted tones, and I have a lot of gold on it. But what I'm going to do is, once I get this Mod Podge down, which I did go to the store, I got some more Mod Podge. Once I get it Mod Podged on here, then I'm going to go back with some more of that gold paint and just kind of do a little bit of stippling or dry brushing on it like I did the rest of the calendar to tone it down. Not really tone it down, that's not what I'm trying to say, but, you know, make it blend in a little bit better. All right, so there's that. So let me, you know what, I'm going to make a mark here to tell me which one I started on. And I'm just going to cut it a little bit smaller. Yep. Just a little bit smaller. Like I said, I want that gold paint to show through because it's pretty. But anyway, I'm going to continue to cut this and I'll be back. Okay, so I have this cut, and now I'm going to take said Mod Podge and paint it all over the back and then stick it down. Like I said, this calendar is absolutely huge, and it took me so long to make it. So I'm probably not going to be able to show me actually gluing the star on top because it's way too tall to sit on my table here. But once I get this in place and we get the rest of the gold paint on, then I'm just going to glue it to the top. That's all I'm going to do. And you're not missing much there. Alrighty, so I'm just going to press this down. Oopsie doodle. I got some on there because I'm messy. Alright, all of this is pressed down. I know that's very bright. Where's my brush? Got several brushes here. Don't want to use that one? No. This one's awful small. Darn it. I'm going to use this one. Let's just put some more. I'm almost out of this gold paint. I've been using it on a lot of stuff lately. But anyway, let's talk about the stickers. The stickers that I showed you earlier. I'm just going to dab this paint on while I'm talking, okay? The stickers that I showed you earlier, yes, that ran into some money. I had to get like, what was it, like 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I used like 6 packs because there's only 2 ones in each pack. So no matter what brand that you're going to use, just pay attention, you know, to how many numbers come per pack. And like I said, you know, you could use your Cricut to do that. You can use just whatever stickers that you want to use. You don't have to use the kind that I did. Now, this is one of the most costly crafts I have done because you have $24 automatically wrapped up, you know, in the boxes. And then all the money for those stickers, because those stickers was almost $3 a pack. So yeah, now Dollar Tree does carry wooden numbers. You know, you could use that and then paint it if you want to. Just trying to dab this on. Yeah, you can use the wooden numbers if you want to. Whatever stickers you want to use. There we go. That's much better. Lord, I'm shaking the camera. Much, much better. You could still see the paper shining through. But, you know, that gold really mutes it down. And that's exactly what I was looking for. And you don't have to use that process at all. You can just, you know, glue your paper down. You can make it bright and cheery. Me, I kind of like the antique-ish look on some things. So that's why I did that. But anyway, all I'm going to do now is I'm going to use some wood glue. I'm going to glue this to the very top, and then it'll be done. Anyway, stick around afterwards, and I'll show you what the whole thing looks like. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this. If you would, please give it a thumbs up. Click subscribe. Check me out on other forms of social media, the links to all of which will be in the description box down below. And I hope to see y'all next time. Bye. All right, y'all, here it is. It is very tall. It is 26 inches tall and like 18 inches wide. But yeah, there it is in all of its glory. It is heavy. This sucker is very, very heavy. But I'm very happy with how it turned out. I'm happy with the colors and all of the gold. And yeah, I'm very pleased with it. I think it was worth the time it took to make it. You can see the edge of my backdrop over there. But yeah, I'm very happy with it, and I hope that y'all liked it.